In this video, we're going to talk about our samples. Okay, so a population is a entire group of people or objects. So we can say the residents of Florida. A sample is a part of the population. An example of that could be, we could also do the residents of Florida because there are non-residents, or you could say people 50 plus in Florida. An unbiased sample is a representative of the larger population. It is selected at random and it's large enough to provide accurate data. Then we have a bias sample, which is a sample that is not representative of the larger population and favors a certain population. Okay, so now we're going to look at some different samples and see, are they biased or unbiased? To estimate the number of students in your school who play a sport outside of school, you decide to survey the players on the boys' basketball team. This is biased. We're only surveying already student athletes. Katie would like to approximate the number of students in her school that own a pet. She decides to survey 5 students in her homeroom. This is again biased. Too small of a sample size. Okay, now we're going to talk about the yearbook committee must choose among 3 different themes for the yearbook. To help make the decision, they survey 100 random students during lunch. And this would be unbiased. It's random and a large sample size. New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons played in the 51st Super Bowl. To determine which team was the favorite to win, a New York City news reporter surveyed 500 residents. This is biased. It only surveyed New York residents. And one of the teams is from New York. So, of course, most likely they would choose the New York team. Okay, moving on. So now we're going to talk about predicting outcomes. So the results of an unbiased sample are proportional. An unbiased sample are proportional to the results of the population. You can use unbiased sample results to make predictions about the population. Biased sample results should not be used to make predictions. So we don't want to use something that's biased, but something that's unbiased we can use to make a prediction about the population. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these. A member of the marching band can plan to sell cookie dough to raise money for new uniforms. They survey 60 students at random to determine their favorite type of cookie. The results are shown in the table below. What percent of the students prefer sugar cookies? So look, there are 18 out of 60 students that preferred sugar cookies. We can reduce that to 3/10, which is 30% of the students prefer sugar cookies. What percent of the students prefer chocolate chip or peanut butter? So in this one, we're going to add chocolate chip and peanut butter together. So that will give me 33 out of 60, which is equal to 11 out of 20, which is 55%. Okay, we're going to take a few more questions here. If the band orders 500 tubes of cookie dough, how many tubes of sugar cookie dough should they order? So if we know that there were 18 out of 60, oops, that's a horrible 60. 18 out of 60 is equal to how many out of 500 tubs? So we're going to cross multiply. So we'll have 60 times x is equal to 500 times 18 is 9,000. Then we're going to divide by 60. So the number of cookie dough tubs should be 150 tubs of sugar cookie dough. Okay, we're moving on to the next one. 75 random 8th graders are surveyed to see how many text messages they send a day. This will be interesting for you guys. What percent of the students send between 51 and 75 texts? So 25 out of the 75 total is 1/3, which is 33.3 repeating percent. What percent of the students send no more than 50? So those are these two right here. So that would be 18 out of the 75, which reduces to 6 out of 25, or 24%. I don't know if any of you guys fall into these categories. If there are 450 total students in 8th grade, how many would expect to send at least 76 text messages a day? So at least means 76 or more, right? So those are only these ones. So if we have 32 out of the 75 that were surveyed, that's equal to how many out of the total population of 450? So we're going to cross multiply. So we have 75 times x is equal to 32 times 40, which is 14,400. And we're going to divide by that 75. So the total number of students would be 192 students. Okay, last section here. A group of middle school students were randomly chosen and asked about whether they are going to attend the school carnival. Of these students, 65% yes. If 52 students responded yes, how many students were surveyed? So if 52 out of an unknown number responded yes, so that means there were 65 out of 100. How many students were surveyed? So we're going to cross multiply. So we have 65x is equal to 5,200 divided by 65. So the total number of students who were surveyed was 80, because 52 out of 80 gives us that 65%. If there are 1,600 students in the school, predict the number of students who will attend the carnival. So we know that 65%, 65 out of 100 said yes. So that's equal to how many out of 1,600 who will attend? We're going to cross multiply. So we have 100x is equal to 65 times 1,600, which is 104,000. And divide by 100. So the total number of students who will attend is 1,040 students. Sorry, put that word there. Okay, you are going to do a review sheet for homework today, and then we will move on.